Duke all day. Should I drop one in there? What color would I even drop in there, bro? Cherry? Let's drop some cherry in there. What if Chase Brown fall to us? Wouldn't that be nice? Go do something crazy.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about
yeah, Luka at 5, that's pretty solid.
It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on the show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching
Jeremiah
any
Love
further.
is to play, bro.
Hey,
what?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pick Stunner.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice.
We take
to
love.
change their life.
What's he doing?
Hello, beautiful people.
Take Jeremiah Love just because we can stack running back. I think with the next 2 picks.
Super Sports Thursday, May 28th, 2026. This sports program begins now.
Football
are the absolute greatest, and I'll tell you what, last night a wagon continued to be a wagon in the NHL playoffs, and tonight the NBA playoffs can see the Western Conference find its champion if Oklahoma City is able to close it out in San Antonio against the Spurs. A lot of people were projecting that this was going to be a heavyweight bout, one that was going to go all 7 games. Well, we shall see if Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs squad can extend this rivalry that we are about to see for probably the next 10 to 15
Bro, what is
years.
that?
I am so excited to see how this Oklahoma City Thunder team, who everybody seems to hate watching.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, we had a great night last night as we were celebrating the state of sports as a whole, which is obviously up and to the right. Every rating for every league is somehow higher than it's ever been, and it seems like the interest in sports is certainly at a peak, and hopefully it's only climbing because we believe that sports are the greatest on earth. So last night we had a little state of the sports type situation where we spoke to commissioners, and one of the conversations with Adam Silver was about flopping.
Damn,
It was about, hey, what's going on with the flopping, the flopping, the flopping? And basically he started saying, like, it's a tough thing to officiate. We love what our officials doing, and it has gone to a fever pitch now. And I think it's because this Oklahoma City team is maybe about to be in the middle of a dynasty run. Now, they've obviously already won a title. They got all the players back, and the pieces are reloaded, and they are now more experienced in these championship games than they were a year before. And now it seems like they're comfortable. Hartenstein's coming into his own just like he did last year against the Indiana Pacers when they inevitably won their first title out there. Their arena is considered by Tyrese Halliburton last night on the show, A State of Sports. He said the loudest arena in everything. But outside looking in, everybody hates the way they play.
Yep.
So no matter what Adam Silver said, all anybody was thinking about was this Oklahoma City Thunder team. So if Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs can extend this to a Game 7 and inevitably win this Western Conference, I think a lot of people would say that's good for ball. If Oklahoma City goes on to win this, And then they're favored on DraftKings right now, I believe, if they were to win the Western Conference to take on the Knicks. An Oklahoma City team was to win the title again. Then we all understand how sports are. That's how you win a championship. When Steph Curry came in and started draining shots, and all of a sudden that is how you can win, everybody was starting to do it. So guess what we're going to see going forward? More OKC football, because that's what people do whenever they see what champions do, especially if you're going back to back. Future ball is kind of on the line tonight.
Yeah. Scary. It really is.
And there's a lot of people that don't think it's a good thing, but if you listen to how Tyrese was talking about it, and I do believe we're going to chit-chat with Chris Paul today in the second hour, I think how he's going to talk about it, it's like this is kind of just taking advantage of what the game is.
Yeah.
High schoolers, middle schoolers, hey, when you're taking it to the rack, we're extending arms because they can get, ball's going up.
No.
Ball's going up. That's what you could do. It's gamesmanship. This is just like whenever we saw Patrick Mahomes, who we have the utmost respect for, and obviously sounds like he's recovering very well from his late season injury, maybe ahead of schedule. There'd be times where he'd be running down the sideline, he would, and we all were like, well, hey, soccer.
Josh, too.
Don't do that.
Can't be doing it out here.
But then all of a sudden, 15 yards. Okay, now we're in field goal range. Now all of a sudden, game change. Now they win the game. Is he the smartest football player now? Is he just utilizing the rules to his benefit? That's what he's going to say. Like, hey, this is what the game is. I don't know what you want from me. And that's what soccer players will tell you, too. The reason why we're doing this is because this is what the game is. And also, we get a breather whenever we do that. So I think that's what basketball players are being taught. Like, hey, this is the game. This is how this is officiated. 3 points is better than 2 points. Also, putting them in foul trouble is the way it is. Like, how do you stop that? I don't know how you stop that. Tyrese Halliburton said every time he goes and plays international ball, he gets his ass beat by, and the refs don't call anything. And then when he comes back to America, he loves the NBA refs. He says, so great to have you guys back, because he feels a little bit more protected. Do they have to just stop calling things? I wonder if they're able to put that to a stop, because if Oklahoma City continues to win, and I like the way they play, by the way. I like the way they take advantage of everything. And I seen this SGA guy play in person. Bruce Lee said be water.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
He's just, somehow he is
Water.
with the ball. Wherever he needs to be, and it's always going in. And then there's the, and that's what people are sick of, I think.
I can't believe you just said that.
He's Bruce Lee like water?
You like the way they play basketball.
It's unethical, bruh.
It's unethical, bruh.
That's the Talks Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Boston Celtics were potentially going to be in the middle of a dynasty as well until the small town Oklahoma City Thunder said, excuse me, hey, actually, we're going to think about building it out here where maybe you don't even know what's going on. And we're going to play a different style of basketball, Let's go to one half of the hammer. Down. Cowboys, AP tone. Tonight's a big deal, obviously.
Huge.
Line, over, under. How do we look as we look at a potential elimination, championship crowning, Western Conference championship night in the NBA, Tone?
Yeah, the Spurs are 3.5-point favorites. The total is 218.5. When you look at it so far, when the Spurs are coming off a loss this entire season, straight up, which means just not against the spread, just win-loss. They are 20-6 after a loss this season. They are 4-1 after a loss in the playoffs. And then against the spread, so with the minus 3.5, they are 18-8 after a loss this season. So back in San Antonio, Spurs, those stats will tell you, hey, Spurs look good tonight. Maybe we could force a game 7. And then in games when Thunder are dogs, which does not happen very often, I can't remember the exact stat, but it tends to go to the over. So over 218.5 statistically, trend-wise, would be the play tonight as well, depending on how you fancy these things.
Well, who's reffing? Do we know who's reffing this game?
That's a good point.
Yeah, because that certainly matters from my understanding. And speaking of NBA reffing, Adam Silver last night said they're about to turn Hawkeye technology to see who got the ball in and out of bounds. There's people that are upset about that. Okay? I think there's people that are anti, modern technology kind of invading everything. Just in the world, I think there's a lot of people that are like that, and I can certainly understand that, okay, especially with how good these things are. Okay, these AI things. Not perfect. We'll always need human.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Can glitch.
Yeah.
So whenever we start depending strictly upon it, we have to always understand that there is going to be a moment where this thing is not going to act right. Like, that is just kind of how they always operate. So I don't think Adam Silver is saying that they're going completely dependent upon these things. But I think for a review purpose, they were thinking about having that or going to have that as an option. And I think that's a smart play if you can have it. The NFL stadiums, we've always wondered why they don't have, hey, we have cameras down the goal line.
Every time.
Everywhere.
Okay, we need a goal. We need it down the sideline. We need one down there. And they're like, well, that's like 120 yards. It's a, there's a lot of things. The arenas and the tennis courts I think the reason why it's been able to happen at the tennis thing is because it's a pretty confined area there. The white lines are pretty thick. Football stadiums are so, that's always been the excuse. Football stadiums are so big, but now I think we finally got to the point technology-wise where football stadiums can even have it now. So I appreciate the fact that they're doing that, honestly, genuinely, but they have to be able to do it in an efficient manner. I think everybody wants efficiency in this shit. Everybody hates the technology whenever it's slowing us down. Whenever it's fast and quick and gets it right, I think we're all on the same page. I genuinely believe that. But there's always going to be people that are taking our jobs, which I completely understand as well.
Yeah, I understand that, respect that, but you would much rather have it be the other way than what happened in Game 5 with the ball going off of Holmgren's foot. Like, every sport should have replay assist. And we've seen it with the NFL. It's gone so well. How many times have there been flags picked up? Nope, he didn't catch it, or the ball was changed, or anything like that. And it helped the game and assisted the game. And it wasn't like, oh, look, the refs are doing this and calling that a catch. It's like, no, those things make the game more efficient. It also makes it go quicker. Like that thing with Chet Holmgren's foot, the ball going out of bounds, I'm harping on that because that's just the one that just happened recently, and that's the one that comes to mind. That would just help the game and just the fodder around the game. And the officiating thing, there's always going to be error no matter what. But if you can assist them just a little, that's going to help the game more than anything.
Well, it sounded like the way Adam Silver was speaking about the NBA refs is that they are more open to the technological assistance. Because in the NFL, we were doing this show, and it was before we got on this license on ESPN. We're just on the internet.
Or wide
These
receiver,
refs
straight
in
running
the
back.
NFL,
Okay.
they weren't the biggest fans of old Monday morning quarterback happening in real time after watching the film in super slow-mo. There was a lot of pride that was happening. And the people that were supposed to be overturning the calls were also ex-refs. So they were kind of in there. See, there was real like, these people don't know.
It was odd.
That finally has changed, I think. Like, hey, these AIs, these computers, these digital advancements that we have now that we can see everything in 8K at some super slow-mo speed that your eyes can never do could actually make you more liked. Okay, actually, this can actually get you out of this building a lot better. This can make your life a lot easier. We'll make you look smarter. We just got to be able to do it quick. Because remember, the first time the NFL brought the Hawkeye technology into it, it was a preseason game, and it took 3.5 minutes for the Detroit Lions to find out where the ball was spotted. Is that not what happened, Foxy?
That's exactly what happened.
If that happens in the NBA, there will be like, yeah, right. Especially with everybody who has eyes. The NBA is the most like...
You're on top of the action.
You're in that thing.
Yeah.
It's a cool little, they got a cool little gladiator-like feel in those basketball arenas. Now, not every basketball arena is packed out, okay? Which goes back to Adam Silver saying, we can't be having teams trying to lose.
Yeah.
Can't have that entire thing happen. But you get these basketball, like Oklahoma City, that place, I think it feels like they're on top of you. Madison Square Garden, that shit goes up. That thing feels like you're in there.
Clippers' new one?
Yeah. Oh,
the wall?
The wall
Yeah.
that's right behind there. Those are some good environments. Can't get the calls wrong, though, because the fans feel like they know better than the ref because they're basically getting some of the same views.
Well, and it's just the technology is available now. For the longest time, it wasn't available. Now it is, and I understand there's still kinks that you need to work out with, but with how much money is being gambled on these games, like that's just the easiest way to kind of publicly put it out there, like, hey, there's no horseplay. There's no these games aren't fixed because people love talking about that. Anytime there's a call that goes against, maybe a bet they had, it's the easiest way to just squash all that. Like, nope, our league's on the up and up. Listen, this stuff is going to happen, but we do have the technology available now to make sure that these judgment calls in massive situations, they can get help and we can get the call right.
We were very lucky
Oh,
to
no,
kind of
man.
see
Go
what
basketball
MLB's
kind of
doing in
fierce
the
here.
review process, and then listening to people. All the commissioners last night mentioned technology advancement. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert actually said, can't go through any meeting without AI being mentioned in some sort of form. Us going into MLB to watch how much they were like working on this, the review process of every single. It's very obvious that every league is looking to do this. Like, hey, we are in the future. Let's go ahead and do that. People are going to be pissed though, Ty. They want back in the day. Some people. I think baseball has been one of the most open leagues to what modern can be like. Especially we have a fast attention span. Okay, let's get these pitch clocks down. We need to get these games shorter. Yeah. We got people on their phones going through 2.5-minute videos. They can barely make it through that. Some people scroll to a video. They see 3 minutes and 15 seconds and they go, Yeah, right. Who the hell do you think you are that you get that much of my life? I'm not going to do that. So baseball games used to be 4 hours with not a lot of action happening, and a percentage of that is unfathomable.
Oh, Pearsall
They've
here.
adjusted. They've made the changes. They've got the game to a great
We
place.
want Matthew
Manfred,
Stafford.
I think, understood that. And then listening to Jet Passon, it feels like he understands that we're in a pretty pivotal time right now between
Oh,
the
it's
Players
the same week,
Association
which
and
sucks.
baseball as a whole. I'm worried now. Okay.
Yeah, so am I.
Yesterday, before the conversation, I had for the good of ball. Players have to understand what's going on with baseball right now. Hell yeah, baseball. Let's go. Stars are playing. We're about to talk about that right now. Stars are showing up, showing out every single time. And the league has to know, hell yeah, hey, we got this thing going right now. Good deals everywhere. We got primetime events taking place that streaming platforms are now taking. Home Run Derby, I believe, is on Netflix. Okay, we got a season over here. We got ESPN Plus over here. They're starting. Things are going good. Can't have and from the way it sounds like Mr. Passon was talking last night and then Manfred was talking about, those are two very different mindsets on how this is going to go. Hopefully they're able to come to an agreement because right now, ball is epic. Is that understatement or no? I feel like there's a lot of things happening in baseball right now that maybe have never happened in the history of baseball, which has been around for what, 700 years, Ty Schmidt?
Yeah, been around for, I mean, well, at least, the MLB has been around for well over 100 years. And that's kind of that Rob Manfred mentioned that yesterday, too. He's like, the product on the field right now is as good as it's ever been. You mentioned people doing stuff they've never done before. D-Butt's favorite pitcher in the major leagues, Christopher Sanchez, who plays for the Phillies. And the Phillies were really bad.
Off
Fired
Dart,
their manager,
Johnson.
hired Don Mattingly. This guy arguably just had the greatest month of May in the history of baseball for a pitcher. He currently has a 44 2/3 inning scoreless streak, so he didn't give up an earned run his entire month of May.
That's a hell of a month.
Yeah, exactly. The all-time record, Oral Hershiser for the Dodgers went 59 innings, but again, that's just when you're starting every fifth day, that's unheard of, but he's been essentially unhittable for the entire month of May and is a big reason why the Phillies are, playing very well again. And then obviously you got guys like Shohei who you honestly, like, you say the same thing about him every single time we talk about baseball. Last night, he pitched again. He was unbelievable. Threw 6 innings, had 7 strikeouts, gave up 1 earned run. His ERA going into the month of June is 0.82. That is the 9th lowest ERA in the history of baseball since ERA was made an official stat in 1913. And there have been a lot of guys who have started games and have thrown at least 50 innings pitch, which is kind of the qualifier. So it's just like, it's ridiculous. And then also last night, for the second start in a row, he hit a leadoff home run as well. That's like...
Is that good?
Again, it almost becomes...
What is baseball? Baseball is pitching and hitting.
Yeah, making sure the other team doesn't score and then scoring.
So
he didn't allow any earned, or he gave up 1 earned run last night, but so he limited the other team, and then in his first at bat of the game,
them.
he took the lead at that point.
No, but I'm saying he did tie.
Yes,
them.
yeah,
He
by
personally
himself.
tied the other team.
Correct, and then the Dodgers are also very good, so he's got other teammates who can get base hits and drive in runs. They won 4-1.
So this is his second leadoff homer in a week.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, on nights that he's pitching. Right?
Correct.
Okay, so he literally walks in there and goes, all right, so you might give up 1 run tonight. Let's go ahead and make good on that right now. First pitch, I believe, was the last game. I don't know about this one.
I don't think this one was.
Okay, so whatever the case. So he literally, as soon as the top of the first is over or whatever, before he even pitches, he goes, okay, I'm good for 1 now with the rest of the team. What a freeing feeling for him. Who's just like, okay, so I can give up 1, already tied. The boys got me for everything else. Now we're roll ahead. Why didn't every pitcher do this? I think Skino could do this if they gave him the. I don't want to disrespect Shohei, please.
Yeah.
Shohei, please
Listen,
don't. I do not disrespect you
I was
at all,
in that
Shohei.
same boat. I was in that same boat.
Shohei, you're the only one. Shohei's the only one in the history that could ever do this.
No one else is doing this shit.
Ever in the history.
No one's even coming close. I mean, you could say like Babe Ruth did it, but like he pitched a little bit, and then they realized like, wow, this guy hits a homer almost every time he's up. Like, let's just make this guy hit. And you see kids now are like trying to do it. Like there will be kids in college who like, oh, he's a really good position player. He's a good hitter. He'll pitch as well. This guy is an MVP hitter and an MVP pitcher. We're never going to see this ever again in the history of baseball.
So stat-wise on this one, so Shohei last night hit a leadoff home run, and then he pitched 6+ innings and finished with 0 hits allowed. No other MLB player in the modern era has accomplished both of those feats over their entire career, let alone the same game.
Okay. Hey, Shohei, thank you
Stop
for
that.
existing, dude. We appreciate the fact that we're able to witness this, and we'll continue to talk about it as you continue to do things that nobody's ever seen before. And his pitches are fun. I mean, that was nasty, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like a movie, like a baseball movie. What's that?
And he's still throwing hard. He's throwing 100. You know, it's just like
Skeens won the Cy Young last year with a 1.97, and Shohei has a .82 right now, so that kind of puts you in perspective of how good he's been so far.
Long season, obviously.
Yeah.
We hope he will continue. What he's doing special, we should certainly celebrate it. We will. The Miz also, what he's doing is fantastic.
Yeah.
As he had a 50 over 100 mile an hour pitch night the other night.
Yeah. I mean, we may see that again. I don't know, though. Like, that's very hard to wrap your
Should've
mind
taken
around.
tight
Like,
end
the
right
human
there.
body is not supposed to do that. I don't know how this guy stays healthy. I don't know how his arm doesn't fall off and he has to, like, physically reattach it before every start, but he is absolutely filthy.
He's an actual cannon. Like,
Yeah.
he's a cannon.
He's a cannon and like a mixture of Gumby because he's like 6'9", so his body is like bendable and like goes in weird ways.
So he's a pliable cannon.
Yeah.
So in his release point, right, they're saying this is like beer pong if you were to be able to drop ball over cup too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The mound is 60 feet 6 inches from home plate. By the time he's releasing that thing, he's basically like 49 feet away. So
That's what he said, 7'9" or something like that. I forget what the release point. Remember,
Yeah.
he gave us the exact number.
Yeah.
He knows what it
Those
is.
tight
But then
ends
I
are
asked him what
going.
other
Look at
people's are.
4 in a row.
yeah, I don't know.
I know mine.
I'm just telling you where my shit
Should've
is.
taken tight end.
Let this thing eat right here. A man who could have been an MLB pitcher.
Yeah.
Potentially, maybe he's the first Miz if he wasn't
Yeah.
an 11-year NFL quarterback. Now the face of a 12-year NFL quarterback. A man who is now the face of football on ESPN. Live from his kitchen, per the usual. And now we can say a back-to-back Emmy Award-winning host.
Wow.
Damn.
Analyst. Sorry, not host.
No.
Not the host of that show. Congrats to all NFL Live folks and Dan Orlovsky.
And a baby down.
Is that each one? That's one Emmy. Just another Emmy.
yeah.
You got one Emmy. We got another one.
Rub it in our face again.
Congratulations.
Yeah. This is the back-to-back.
Congratulations. We're very happy for you.
Thank you.
Actually, genuinely happy for what you guys, got to experience, which was the industry. Sorry, the academy, which I do believe.
By way of the industry.
I think that is, now we're learning these things. See, these are things we don't normally learn. The industry saying you guys do a great job, I think is a really cool thing. I hope you got a chance to take that in. I hope you got to enjoy that. And maybe no more subtweeting for like a week.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, because of this, or no more motivational quotes out of context to make everybody go, come on, Dan.
You okay, Dan?
Okay, so maybe for a week of those, maybe we stay away because you're loved, buddy. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. You all are doing a great job. Okay, Dano?
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Means a lot. It was awesome. It's good to be recognized. I think it's hard, you guys know, to do a daily show in today's era, back to back. Yeah, I do love the show. I love the group. I think it's hard to do good TV day to day. So thank you. You guys
not
were very
try as hard on our
complimentary.
show.
Appreciate
Hey,
it.
we were genuinely happy for you guys, actually.
You were. Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
We know the amount, especially as just strictly NFL show. You know, we get a chance to talk about other stuff, so we appreciate what you do for the game over there. And congrats to your entire team. Stay hungry, dude.
Thanks.
Speaking of staying hungry, let's go ahead and start talking about things that there's no way we're just going to go ahead and walk by.
Come
that one.
on.
That was in a tweet earlier we saw.
You have to, though. I mean, that guy saw it. And I
You
was
have
like,
to.
"God damn, Dan's got it. You
Yeah.
got it. He knows.
You got to, man.
Yeah, because once you're no longer hungry,
my
that's
guy.
when the next hungry lion will come
Ain't that the truth?
nipping at your heels.
Get full.
Yeah, you know, and that you won't be able to add a third onto the shirt that you're wearing there for the kitchen. Okay, let's talk about why you win. Let's talk about your ideas and opinions on things. I think you said J.J. McCarthy would be a guy who would be a very good leader for Minnesota Vikings, okay? Injuries have happened, situations have happened, things have happened, obviously, with the Minnesota Vikings. It hasn't panned out thus far, but obviously still early in entirety of a long career, if long career was to happen. Now, Kyler Murray, lifelong Minnesota Viking fan who was looking for a new home after exiting the Arizona Cardinals, signs with the Vikings, and now there's an open competition taking place. Now we're hearing them speak for the first time, and obviously both of them spoke more than just these answers, but we did try to listen through the entire answers for both. feels like this is good context for what the question that was being asked about how life is going side by side in the quarterback room. And, we're going to play the video first, Dan, and then I'd like your take on both things.
Relationship with JJ to this point?
It's been great. It's been great. Obviously, I know he's a younger guy, so any way I can help him. Obviously, I feel like I've played 7 years now, going on 8, so I'm considered a veteran, even though I don't see myself as that. Give him any knowledge that he needs. Again, we're both competitors, and I know we both want what's best for the team.
Been receptive to hearing criticism?
Of course. Yeah, he's overly acceptive, and he's always communicating, asking questions, stuff like that. So it's been good.
JJ, what's your relationship been like with Kyler so far?
It's just like two guys in a classroom. He sits on one side, I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. So.
Is there any awkwardness between you two?
Awkwardness, it's just like the same feeling, when you're in high school and there's another person on the other side of the room. That's just kind of how it is. So I wouldn't say there's any awkwardness.
Okay, so I'm awkward. I'm feeling awkward and uncomfortable just listening to his answers. Now, on that note, young lad, I think he has his own form of leadership, but it feels like he's viewing it in a fashion of, we're both in the room trying to learn the same stuff, let's go to work. Kyler trying to say, hey, I would be willing to help at anything. Should we read into any of these answers? Because I'm going to let you know how I feel. I think Kyler, who a lot of people have wondered if he's a good teammate, if he's a good professional, if he's good, all these things. I'm not saying they're valid reasons to wonder these things. This is just the things that are kind of wondered about Kyler Murray publicly. So going into a competition situation with a top 10 draft pick at a place, I was eager to see how it was going to be navigated. Kyler has seemingly, potentially, had I don't want to say a humbling moment, but a reality perspective on life moment whenever he leaves Arizona. And everything that I've seen and heard and watched from him with the dreams of him and a Kevin O'Connell offense are like, holy shit. We've seen this with a lot of guys. We saw it with Sam Darnold. We saw it with Mac Jones. We saw it with
Josh Dobbs,
Baker Mayfield.
Carl Wentz.
We saw it with, no, I'm not talking just Kevin O'Connell. I'm talking about quarterbacks getting another opportunity after a first time actually not working out in the long run. It's like, is Tyler about to have that with Kevin O'Connell in an offense that we know is incredibly proficient? They're like, no, it's a competition with JJ. So Kyler, I think, has an interesting viewpoint going into the competition to begin with, because if he wanted to be, a shitty teammate, he could here. I think he could try to be. Instead, it felt like he was trying to come from I'm an older guy perspective. What did you learn from those two answers, and what are your thoughts on how this is all going to play out in Minnesota, Dano?
Yeah, it was a uphill battle for J.J. McCarthy on the field in this competition. Hearing the answers, it sounds like there's an uphill battle off the field as well. And if you haven't, I guess, divided the locker room or lost the locker room, I don't think that answer is helping you. Okay, one, I want to give kudos to Kyler. He comes across mature. It sounds like good leadership. It might be like coach speak and right thing to say, but there's a reality to that. With JJ's answer, and I like JJ. I've supported a fan for JJ. Like I'm rooting for JJ. At times, it just feels like it's, at least publicly, it's an act. Like this, I have to have this bravado type of response or something like that. And you're on the same team at the end of the day. You're on the same team. We all know you're competing. We all know you're in the same room. At the end of the day, whoever plays better is more than likely going to win that job. So for you to have that type of response of like, oh, we're just in the same room.
Yeah.
It's almost, I don't want to say it feels like you're trying to divide the locker room. Like, are you team JJ or are you team Kyler? And he comes across that way at times.
Okay, I can understand where you're coming from. I hate the fact that we are breaking down a quote like this the way we are.
Sure.
But I do think it is just one piece of the entire puzzle that we've been seeing here for a bit and wondering how and why. Because Coach Harbaugh, man, that we have respect for, but obviously he was coach at Michigan when J.J. McCarthy had all the success that he had and recruited him out of IMG and everything like that. Said he had the greatest workout in the history of quarterbacks or something like that after his pro day. And then talked about him being the best quarterback. And I think his opinion carries a lot of weight with a lot of NFL people, as it should. So I think we all immediately had super high hopes for J.J. McCarthy for one reason or another. We did too. We watched him in the Rose Bowl throw a 102-mile-an-hour fastball to the sideline. on a rollout.
Yeah, almost got picked off.
Yeah, as they beat Alabama there. I mean, we saw him in his gamesmanship. We heard about his leadership style. But since the NFL has happened, it's just been an interesting watch. It's been a very interesting watch. And that interaction right there is certainly just another piece on it. And then to your point, Kyler, very comfortable. Very rarely did I see him comfortable speaking. Nope. Right at Arizona. I don't think I ever really heard him comfortable speaking. I love what he's doing. I love that this is where his life has taken him. I appreciate the fact that he was a Vikings fan growing up, and I appreciate that maybe everything that we have thought that Kyler could become is still very possible in a place that needs it.
Bad.
Hey, they need it over there in Minnesota, don't they, Ty? That NFC North is getting real good real quick, and they were not too far away from a Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah, and I don't know if you believe in, like the football gods or if you ascribe to that, but I think a lot of people do. And listen, this isn't just me saying this as a Packers fan. They won 14 games with Sam Darnold. We're, 3 minutes away from being the number 1 seed in the NFC. They lost. See you later, Sam Darnold. We're going to bring in J.J. McCarthy. He's the guy. He might be the best quarterback ever per Harbaugh. I think it's already been written in stone, in time. Listen, I hope that Kyler Murray is good this year. I don't think the Vikings are going to win a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
What? How old are you?
I'm 35. I just don't. Listen, they've been through all the trials and tribulations up to this point. They haven't gotten it done. You just don't do that. You don't write off a guy like that and then have it immediately. I'm talking immediately blow up in your face. Like usually it's you get a couple years. Hey, it didn't work out. We're gonna have to do something else. Every year with this guy already, it's like Jesus Christ, we got to go get Rodgers or we got to go get Kyler Murray. Like they haven't publicly really said it yet, but it's like fuck this guy. We're done with this guy. We got to figure something else out. I mean, I get
that
it.
Is
It's a
not
competition.
What you are saying that.
And I'm just saying. I know we all love KOC, but now the heat's gonna start turning up on him.
Why is that?
Because it was. I agree. Yeah, because everyone's been killing Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, and rightfully so. I mean, he's not there anymore. But KOC's the head coach. He's the quarterback whisperer. For how long were we talking about this guy can win with anybody? It doesn't matter. You put someone who is a little bit accurate. You put him in his system, and he's going to figure out he's going to win games with them. Boy, we all saw J.J. McCarthy play last year. And I'm not saying he's the most accurate guy, but Kevin O'Connell clearly thought, hey, I can make this guy into someone special. And now we're 2 years removed, and it's like, this guy's not special. Kyler Murray, though, he might be special in my offense again. So I'm just saying, they better win. They better win quick because this could get ugly.
Dan, what you just been naughty? You're gassing him up right now. This is Green Bay Packers fan. This is Green Bay Packers fan.
That has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, nothing, of course, nothing. But what?
I agree on his sentiments. I think Kevin O'Connell is a tremendous coach. Tremendous. We all know what this league is about. And if you go, I think that has to factor into the decision making as well. At the quarterback spot is who do you think not only gives you the best chance to win now, that absolutely is factoring in, but who do you see and or want to be your future guy? I sit there and I go, you're not going to survive 2 straight years of subpar quarterback play when I believe they're still searching for a general manager. Am I right with that?
Yeah.
The Vikings are
but that
they're
means,
still searching for a general manager.
Do we not think Kevin O'Connell is trying to be general manager and coach right now, and then they're going to have him maybe hire somebody?
But you got to win. You're not going to survive multiple bad years with bad quarterback play, as great of a coach as he is.
We agree. I believe.
So do I, but that's what I'm saying. Is you can't, like Dan's saying, you can't have another bad year, and we can't keep saying this guy can win with anybody.
They're about 500.
You can't.
But they last year.
I think their quarterback play was third worst in the league or something. I think by statistics and metrics.
They won 14 games the year before that. So the thought about Kyler, though, in that offense, you're saying the same things I'm saying about maybe him having a humble or a perspective situation taking place once he leaves Arizona. Now going back to his childhood team that he was a fan of, and now having a different idea of what he needs to do. I think that's a big deal for Kyler. I genuinely think that.
I agree completely with the leadership element, and we're taking a snippet of a quote and kind of evaluating that. But I agree with just the comfort that he said it in as well. I would tell you this will come down to, does it work with Kyler or not in Minnesota? You guys have probably heard this. Kevin O'Connell as the play caller. He's top 5 in under center and play action pass. Okay. When it comes to doing both of those, Kyler did that about 3 times per game in Arizona. 3 times. Now, Kirk Cousins under Kevin O'Connell did it about 10 times a game. I think Sam did it about 9 times a game. So a lot more than Kyler. I'm not telling people Kyler can't do it. I'm just telling we haven't seen Kyler do it a lot. So how comfortable Kyler gets running that offense is the number one thing. The number two thing, and this is the next level of it. If you just watch where Kyler has struggled as a player, I would tell you one of the main areas is throwing crossing routes across the middle of the field, sideline to sideline, guys running sideline to sideline. Okay. I think 14 or 15 interceptions, I tracked them, 14 or 15 interceptions since 2000 on crossing routes by Kyler Murray. Okay. That's the most in the NFL over that period. One of the main staples, pass concept wise, for Kevin O'Connell is the crossing route. And so, while I agree, like I'm hopeful, there are those 2 areas that I sit there and say, can he do the play action under center game consistently? And then how much does he improve? Because it might be a vision thing with Kyler. It might be a vision thing with Kyler. How much does he improve throwing those crossers?
Well, okay, so in the throwing the crossers could be something that maybe isn't changeable, right? Because Kyler is shorter than most quarterbacks, especially whenever you're trying to
Let me jump on that real quick. Sorry. Okay. Let me real quickly. It is changeable, I believe, because
like that.
The way I think that really good coaches do it is you change the ability with the pass protection scheme. AQ would be great at this. If you think of Sean Payton with Drew Brees, they were really good at, I would always say, like, think of an accordion. They were really good at their play action game, almost stretching their offensive line out. And so because of the pass protection or the play action pass protection concept, they would actually build in passing lanes for Drew Brees and or quarterbacks to have a bigger window to throw through rather than trying to see and throw over.
And Kevin O'Connell.
1 dude per draft.
I would imagine. He's very smart, I would imagine.
So we got no worries.
I don't think so.
And Kyler's not scared to drop one of these things, too.
No.
The passing lane is over here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and take that thing over to guard, you know, as the head's over the center, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jefferson, Addison, Juwan Jennings. I mean,
not a bad. What have you seen the rushing stats whenever Kyler's running, and then Kevin O'Connell rushing stats?
No.
So when Kyler Murray is at quarterback, the rushing stats for the Cardinals, 27.4 attempts a game. So if he's able to do the play action, obviously this will only cook even more. 133.2 yards a game, 99 touchdowns in 87 games.
Wow.
The Vikings, 101.6 rush yards per game, 30 yards less than that, obviously. 29th in the NFL since 2022. So
Give me the one, baby. Give me the one.
Rush game, which could only help Kevin O'Connell's pass game, you would assume. But can he go under center and turn his back to the defense?
Let's go.
That's what we're wondering, right, Dano? That's what we're wondering?
Yeah.
Can he,
It's a big deal.
Can he do this?
Browns, okay.
He definitely didn't do it in college either.
No, because college is literally
Lincoln was not.
Catch and throw.
that.
Yeah.
Kyler, though, at this stage, I think this is a good time where he's, I will.
Kyler's done some of it. I mean, he did a little bit
3 a
more
game, you
in
said.
the
Yeah,
last
you
year.
tracked. 9, 10, maybe we need to do Sam Darnold. That's an interesting couple stats you threw out there. Yeah. He does about 3 times a game. Kirk's at 9.
It's just, how can you do it consistently more? I think that's
3X.
a little bit.
3X, maybe 4X more.
Yeah. First time with a franchise left tackle, you could argue, with Darisaw.
Darisaw, yeah.
Makes him a little
And
more
it's a
healthy.
facility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
First time ever having like a facility. From the report cards that got leaked publicly, I don't like that they got leaked publicly.
No, I shouldn't be doing
That's good journalism, whoever did that.
Yeah.
The entire story of the Vikings, though, will be, was J.J. McCarthy the right move or not? And if Kyler goes on to have the success this year, they'll move on from J.J. McCarthy. That'll be Kyler's team. All so much to be figured out. And maybe, this bravado character isn't just a character, even though it feels like it might be a movie character. Maybe this is just actually who he is. Maybe he's got to find his way, this J.J. McCarthy, and hopefully this year could be the year. Now, let's talk about some teams that have seemingly figured out which way they are headed, but having a little bit new things going on. Go ahead, Tone.
I think we're doing a Lions
talk
theme
about a couple
here.
playoff teams last year who have new play callers, different situations, obviously. Start with the Panthers. Dave Canales, the head coach, has been the play caller. He got that job because of being a play caller, and he is going to relinquish those duties. And then up in Seattle, obviously, Clint Kubiak goes to the Raiders. So Seattle no longer has him as the OC. They have a first-time OC play caller as well. What are your thoughts on those situations?
Don't like either of them. I would start with Carolina. I think if you're hired because of your play calling, you should not give up play calling.
Agreed.
I think Canales is good as a play caller. It's, this game, it's probably, if we're being honest, that's probably a $150 million loss. I think if Bryce Young and them beat the Rams, he would have gotten an extension this offseason. I'm not saying they didn't because of him. He played great in that game, but I just believe the optics of that upset. He's probably under top 5 pressure quarterback wise in the NFL. And so going into this season, and so I don't like the fact that Coach Canales has given up the play calling. I believe their new offensive coordinator, Brad Idzik, as to my knowledge, has never called plays. For me, I don't understand how that happens. I know at some point everyone has to call their plays for the first time. I don't know if it should be with a quarterback that's having, an enormous year on top of his shoulders. I think Carolina is going to be good up front offensively. It'll really be about their really secondary and third option pass catchers. Tet was obviously very good. Does Coker take a step forward? Xavier Legette, they draft Brazel out of Tennessee. Sanders is a good tight end. But it's. I don't like the fact that the head coach and the play caller has given up the play calling duties with such a big year on tap. For Seattle, I would say the very same thing. I don't know Brian Fleury. I know that he has history with Sam Darnold. I believe that they were together in 23 in San Francisco. I think most of his background is on the defensive side of the football. I know he's been around the Shanahan tree in some different offensive positional roles. I don't believe he's ever called plays again. I don't understand how we're hiring these people in these roles that are really important roles, the defending Super Bowl champion, and saying, let's do this for the first time. I'm sure Kevin Patullo is a good football coach. I'm sure he knows a ton of football and can dial it up X's and O's for the Philadelphia Eagles last year. They come off winning the Super Bowl. They take a coach and they say, you've never done this before, go do it. And obviously it did not go well. And I'm not saying here telling everybody that that's going to be the case in Seattle.
Oh, shit, let him trickle.
I don't
let George Pickens trickle.
Yeah, you're pretty down on both those.
You'll love.
Jeez. I mean, as soon as the question was asked, you were kind of down and out on it. It seems like you were bummed out. You remember with Mac Jones? You remember with Mac?
The love.
Whenever they put Matt Patricia as the offense coordinator,
I
think for him, you said very
Go
loudly,
Nico.
my least favorite move in the entire NFL is the offense coordinator position at the New England Patriots, because the quarterback, you're talking about Bryce Young, he literally just hit it. Now we're going to change it, even though the person's still in the same building. That feels interesting. Obviously, Idzik had success as the wide receivers coach there, I believe. So he does have some offensive wide receiver stuff, and hopefully he'll do well for Bryce. But why would you want to change that? We don't know. Canales maybe wants to oversee more. I don't know. Sam Darnold's got to be like, come on.
Yeah.
At least
finally got the everything off my shoulder. Didn't win the Super Bowl MVP, but still won a Super Bowl. Who cares? Got paid. Kind of made everybody regret everything that they've ever said. You can win with me as quarterback. And like, okay, now let's go back to square one. Also, we got a brand new play caller. It's fascinating times to make those decisions, but if they end up working out, nobody will care. Some teams have gotten better. Some teams have gotten way worse with new play callers, because obviously it can affect everything. Shout out to Philadelphia Eagles. Yep. Now, there's another place you've been pretty high on. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Dan, what about Tampa? I think a lot of people kind of forgot that they fired Josh Rizard and hired Zach Robinson. He came over from Atlanta. But Baker is obviously one of those guys who's had about 100 different OCs, play callers. What are you expecting from the Bucs this year?
I think on paper they're a championship contender in the NFC. I really do. I think everything that was attached to last year was about health for them. I think their roster is one of the best in the NFL. Their offensive line, I think they started last year 9 different offensive line combinations. 9. Year before, I believe it was like 3, and the year before in 2023 it was 2. Everything about Tampa for me is their offensive line from an offensive perspective. I think Baker's awesome. I love Bucky Irving. Their tight end, Otten, is really good. I think their receivers,
I would like
and I know
Jameson
they
Williams
lose Mike
to fall.
Evans. Emeka is going to take a huge
Even
step
though that would
forward.
hurt.
McMillan's a really nice player. They still have Godwin. So
It will
they've
hurt,
got
but I'm
plenty
doing
of
it.
people to throw the football to. Plenty. Everything will be about their offensive line. If their offensive line's healthy and stays healthy, I think it's going to be an awesome offense and an NFC Championship contending team. I guess the question mark, the unknown, is the defense. I think the defense is this. One, they've invested in that front. big time. Obviously, they have Vita Vea. I believe they signed Sean Robinson, the defensive tackle, as a free agent. So you got 2 veteran defensive tackles in free agency, okay? If Ruben Bain is who everybody who,
Man,
I trust
Jamison
in the
Williams is
draft
not falling
process
to me.
says he is, then you've got Bain, you've got Yaya Diaby. They've invested some.
Anzalone.
Kancey, good call. Anzalone. And I think they've got some young players in the back end. Don't forget, this was the team, I think, like week 5 last year, maybe week 6, week 5. They went to Seattle, and I think they hung like 40 on them, 38, 40, something like that. And then the injuries just started to decimate their football team. I think they're really talented.
Yeah, and Mike Evans, obviously, that's a huge, that's so many touchdowns, so many big red zone situations, first down situations, obviously deep shots. How will they just post that? And I'm excited to see how he does with the Niners. That's kind of been an under talked about story in its entirety. Good news, first game of the year, we'll see him in Australia.
That's right.
Taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Last question for us. Did you happen to see last night's State of Sports and Matthew Stafford saying all the right things? He said, Ty Simpson, although he was Alabama, was kind of ass, go Dogs. He had felt obligated to obviously put on there. He said, I'm ready to help him. That's what I've been around a long time. Do you think that's strictly because they just paid him the amount of money that they just paid him that he feels that way? Or do you think he's felt that way the entire time? Because it felt like to me that Matthew Stafford is very content with who he is. Whenever we were talking to him, I'm incredibly pumped for him that he has gotten to a stage of life, especially after having a Super Bowl win and all the records and everything that he's done and put his body through, that it feels like he does understand that he is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, we think. Yeah. With the first ballot Hall of Fame. So that feels like a different mindset, that's a different, maybe a younger player would have. Do you think this is how all Staffords would have been, like in Detroit and maybe at the beginning in LA and now LA? Like, what are your thoughts on that type of relationship with Ty Simpson and anything else that he said last night as we chit-chatted about him looking ahead, being healthier than he obviously was last season going into the year?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of the clips from the stuff on social or on social from last night. Outstanding as always. I think you got to pinch yourself in some of those moments, by the way.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. Thank you.
I really like pinch is not really my thing, but we did last night.
I don't know. Do you ever take a step back and be like, oh, the playoffs for one of the main sports is over. You're the guy they go to. Like, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of that. What I thought, the only thing I thought of is, oh, no, these people think Jalen Brunson, Timothy Chalamet, Ben Stiller, Spida, James Harden, Atkinson's going to give some quote. Kenny's going to give some quote. That's who these people that are, paid for that particular show are thinking about. So us getting presented the opportunity, incredibly honored to do something, but how do we make something that would make it anywhere near okay to be presentable at that time? So yeah, there was afterwards there was a sit down. Oh, I can't believe that just happened. That was pretty cool. Yeah, we felt really, and the execution from the graphics department to everybody in the back. I mean, it was a whirlwind of like a 24 hours. And to all the commissioners that came by, and obviously Shefty and Rap Sheet kind of sitting there together. And then,
cool.
Yeah, and PK and Monica McNutt was incredible. Jet passing immediately after the entire thing. It was cool. We were very, very thankful for everybody that stopped by and for the opportunity. But yeah, I don't like the pinching thing, but we definitely did sit back and do a whole wow, that was a fucking crazy run from New York, maybe Midas, New York, to that, to how everybody just executed immediately. It was really cool. It's almost like we were planning for it for years, but instead it was just like a 24-hour, 48-hour thing that really came together. So thank you for watching, and we are very lucky to do it and thankful to do it. You're right, yes. And I sent a thank you to ESPN, obviously, for the opportunity, because that's crazy that we got to do that. But But Stafford was great. I would say he had the sun shining on his face. Did you see him with the teeth? The teeth were glowing.
Best smile in the NFL.
Who we taking?
The sun was just he was glowing. He looked like a Los Angeles.
Looked young.
He looked like a movie.
A beautiful sunroof.
He did. He looked like a movie.
A little bit of the gray coming through the beard. Shaggy.
Oh man, don't let me players like that, bro.
Matthew. Yeah, I think this version of Matthew is probably
don't let me players like this, bro.
From a player and a person.
I won't take like
an
Alec Pierce.
I've known him obviously a long time. I think he's in the ideal frame of
should have taken Drake May or Ramondre Stevenson, but I'm a dummy.
The destination are both the same for him in many ways. Like, I think he truly loves and has the chip on the shoulder of like, yeah, I'm the old dude and I still do it better than everybody. I'm the old dude in the locker room and I can still hang with the young fellas, whether it's shooting the breeze or busting chops or whatnot.
Shooting the breeze.
You know, like I can still hang in that regard, but then I can go out and be a killer on the field. And I absolutely think that the dream scenario for him is, you know, win the Super Bowl in LA and call it a day. But I think that it's genuine that he wants to help Ty. I think it's genuine that, you know, he realizes how lucky he's been in many ways to get to go to LA and finish his career in LA with Sean McVay. And I'm sure the Rams organization and Sean feel the same way. And I think he wants to just leave his very best footprint on the organization and the league. And would I love to see them trade for A.J. Brown or sign Stephon Diggs? Absolutely. But yeah, I think he's in a very good place.
Allegedly, one of those was potentially going to happen here earlier this offseason, and then something happened. Then there was a different kind of pause on the situation. Maybe things are going to heat back up. We'll find out.
I think it's a no-brainer.
Hey, we'll find out. We will find out as the days roll on. We might have a rap sheet report from the golf course in the next hour about that entire situation. So you'll have to stay tuned, Mr. Back-to-Back Emmy Award winner. Have a good one, Dan. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Dan.
83. He's still on the board.
That's obviously always a conversation to the NHL. That is
How is Drake May still sitting there, bro? Crazy.
Last night, the Caniacs and the Hurricanes took a 3-1 series.
Crazy Drake May is still sitting there. Is there news? I don't know.
Speeding win. They had 3 goals in the first period.
I don't understand.
Basically none for the rest of the game until an empty netter. And congratulations to the Caniacs, who are seemingly the wagon that we thought they were. Joining us now is a Colorado Avalanche legend, a Stanley Cup champion, a man who played 18 years in the NHL, and one of his horses just came in second in Santa Anita's.
Oh, really?
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Horno, Eric Johnson.
Yeah,
Horno. How you doing, pal?
Oh, a lot better now, boys. What's going on?
Hey, great shirt. I heard we didn't. How are we doing in the IIHF?
It's 4-0 kid up.
Sid the kid just made it 4-0.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit about that.
We're definitely looking at Laporta.
Clean sweep, right? We got men's Olympics.
Everyone
women's
Laporta
Olympics,
golf.
Paralympics, now we do the World Championships back to back. Let's go.
No,
we're down 4-0, Horno.
Wake
never
up,
say
Horno.
never, baby. Never say never.
Okay. Okay, Horno. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry I even doubted.
How much time do we have left?
Yeah,
I think like 30
At least
seconds.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
It's over.
Oh, 5 minutes? We're toast. We're toast. We're done.
This one doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It does matter.
To who?
Because listen to him. Hey, how many world championships?
Yeah, but if you're screaming into a black hole.
Yeah, you're right.
Plus, that's the excuse for losing the Olympics. World
Oh, I got a World Championship story. This is fantastic. This is 2007. I'm 19. Team USA calls. I just finished my freshman year at the University of Minnesota. Went by many years.
These guys are leaving quarterbacks on.
And I get a call that I'm going to Moscow for the World Championships for Team USA. We're staying in this hotel in Moscow. There's a bowling alley, there's a strip club, and there's a casino, all in the entire hotel. And I'm 19 years old. I'm just like sensory overload. What the hell's going on here?
Yep.
I didn't partake in all of it, but I did partake in some of it.
Of course.
19 years old. You couldn't eat any of the food there, so we'd walk to McDonald's every day. Casino, bowling alley, strip club.
That's some quarterback circle.
Buffet. Unbelievable. Moscow.
How did we win?
No, hell no. No. Man.
We're pulling for you. Okay, we are over here pulling. I remember that.
A little rough,
I
week
remember being
6.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Remember how bummed out did we hear what these players were doing over there?
And no
Didn't even
chance.
medal.
They're at this bowling alley all night.
You were in Morgantown watching every game.
Every game. I'm like, hey, we're going to Moscow to win this world championship. The Canadians care, though, so I want to let you know that seems to be a little bit of a problem. Sidney Crosby, obviously, down there. The Canadians seemingly beating the United States in the quarterfinals of the IIHF World Championship. Literally right now as we speak. Had hopes, even though we are now officially toast. Speaking of toast, are the Montreal Canadiens completely toast or cooked here? And are the Carolina Hurricanes kind of remind everybody exactly who they are? Is this inevitable? Vegas Golden Knights, Carolina, or do you think the Canadiens can potentially pull one out and save
I don't think I need quarterback yet. We can grab one of these later guys to fill the void.
I think it's going to be tough. And I think the reason it's going to be tough is The Habs have been outshot in the first
Mike Willis is not
handful of
a good
games here,
look.
136-65 through 4 games. They have 4 shots combined in the third period in games 3 and 4. So what Carolina does, and I texted you the other day, is it's like going uphill on a down escalator. Like you think you're making progress, and then you're in the same spot where you started. So especially with Carolina going back home, it's going to be so tough for Montreal to just try and make a series of this thing. And let's be honest, they're playing with house money anyway. No one thought they were going to get this far. They look tired. Carolina looks fresh. That rest at first started out as rust for Carolina. Now it's looking like the rest is really paying off. And you know, if you're going to piss like a puppy, you got to stay on the porch. This is the big dog series.
Yeah, it seems like, you got to get out there and really let the hose out. And the Hurricanes are certainly doing that at this moment against Canadians going into their home. Tomorrow night, it will be a potential series decider in front of a bunch of Caniacs down in Raleigh, North Carolina. Congrats to the boys, that Jarvis boys, potentially heading to the Stanley Cup final. Cannot wait for that. Okay, let's go to West and talk about what's going on over there. Obviously, your Avalanche team, we were all speaking very, very highly of. I think the entire hockey community was incredibly impressed by what the Avalanche could become. Them and the Carolina Hurricanes were on a collision course and maybe just sweeping their way all the way to Lord Stanley Cup to find out who's the best of the greats right now. Instead, the Vegas Golden Knights under Torts have just become an absolute wagon, and the Avalanche get swept out of the Western Conference Finals?
Whoa.
What the hell happened, Horno? And what are your thoughts on this Vegas Golden Knights team? It feels like they do have the juice, and they might be lifting and hoisting Lordo whenever it's all said and done yet again.
Yeah, so I think let's start with Colorado. I think everything went wrong for them at the exact worst time and the exact same time. McKinnon wasn't at 100%. Makar wasn't at 100%. Nichushkin wasn't at 100%. And let's be honest, most guys are playing with something throughout this time and this late in the playoffs. But what Colorado had, everything went to shit all at once. Vegas always got one more save and they made one more play. The series was closer than a sweep, but let's be honest, that game 4 that Vegas played, I haven't seen a more complete defensive game in a long, long time. They had the Avs in a straitjacket. Like the Avs just couldn't do anything. They're the most high-powered offensive team in the National Hockey League, and Vegas just always had numbers above them. And what I appreciate about that the most for Vegas is everybody buys in to play the same way. Like, could Mitch Marner or Jack Eichel have more goals and more points? Sure, but are they going to maybe sacrifice a little bit on the defensive side to get those points? Yes. So they all buy into the defensive structure, which is allowing them to just completely shut teams down. And they do, as the great Claiborne Farm always says in Lexington, Kentucky, they do the usual unusually well. And what does that mean? They just do everything that looks so simple to perfection, and they make it look so easy. Is it hard to check? Yes. Is it hard to defend?
Cam Warner would be great right here.
All 4 lines, all 6D are committed to doing that, and that's why they're going to the Stanley Cup final. And one thing that John Tortorella said that really struck my ear when I heard the other night, boys, was in the regular season, he coaches at them. In the playoffs, he coaches with them. So there's a completely different script that you flip from regular season to the playoffs. And he had another great line. I don't give a shit about analytics. I don't give a shit about expected goals. I care about actual goals. Torts is just a walking quote machine. He's just breathed a life of fresh air into the Vegas Golden Knights. And it'll be interesting to see what Colorado does. I think a lot of questions are being asked, and we'll see where they go from here.
You're the best, Horno. We appreciate the hell out of you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Stanley Cup champion and horse who placed second at Santa Anita this past weekend owner. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Johnson.
Yeah, Horno.
Thank you, Horno.
Quarterbacks are going here.
Great hockey right
Yeah, man.
Vegas
Still think we can wait on a quarterback, though.
Coaches at them. Hate me now.
Think we can wait on a quarterback.
Love you later.
A lot of receivers got. Oh, no, we're not chilling. We're not. Tight end running back.
Read the book.
Unbelievable. Vegas Golden Knights might really have it. Stars all across the board. Mitch Marner leading the playoffs in points. He's saying, could he have more? Probably, but he's buying into defense.
Canes are still the favorites to win it all.
As he should be. But the rest Russ thing really did seemingly come to fruition.
Yeah.
They started piling on. Yeah, they are. This Carolina Hurricanes team is unbelievable. In their barn, a lot
Bob Barn.
Jarvis boys, Sire.
Car.
Hour 2 on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
Belle Sessions, who got here at 3 a.m. this morning, was the winner. Her ticket was pulled, and you thought to yourself immediately, what, Belle?
I knew I couldn't do it, and he was next to me. He said that he could, so we're splitting it.
Okay, so Belle Sessions made the decision to talk to my man, Henry Silver, who
No more tight ends.
got here yesterday at 6 p.m. He's been waiting for this moment. Now, Henry, you told her that you could make it. Why do you think that's the case? Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I've kicked a ball before. I've played soccer my whole life. I think I can do it.
This kick is for $150,000. You said you would split it in half, right? Okay, so let's make it $200,000. If you make it, you will both get $100,000. Where are you from, Henry?
I'm from Fishers, Indiana.
Who's your favorite NFL team?
The Colts?
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Come on,
Go Colts.
Hell yeah. To hell with the Falcons. That was rude. They didn't deserve that. I like that. Henry, 33 yards, $100,000 for you, $100,000 for her, $200,000 to hurricane relief, $400,000 on the line. Henry, are you ready?
Of course.
Have you ever said anything bad about kickers?
Of course.
Shut up. Let's go. Now, here in Athens, Georgia, it would be beautiful if $400,000 would be up for grabs. Why don't we double it? Because the Georgia Bulldogs. So, $800,000 kick right here, Henry. But what I want to let you know is you're not getting a second opportunity. I don't care if this entire place starts chanting for a second kick. One kick, 800,000 racks.
Still, I think I'm gonna take quarterback here.
Hurricane relief, 400,000 to you
Oh,
two split.
2 is all the way down there though, man. That's a play.
From Indiana, from
2 is weak. 11.
Let's go, Henry. Let me see this, Henry.
I think we're gonna take Gino.
That was amazing. I mean, he walked in like, Henry! Congratulations, Henry! Congratulations, Bill! Dude! Congratulations, Georgia! What a morning! College game day's the greatest! College football's amazing! Bill, you just won 2.
The following program is a collection of
Or
stories
Rodgers.
talking about happenings in the sports world.
No one
It
take
is meant
Gino.
to be
We're
comedic
playing.
informative. The opinions expressed
There's
on
still
this
2
show
people with
do
1
not
quarterback in front of
necessarily
me.
reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans
Watch Gino
in the
not
real
fall. This would
world
suck.
talk.
He's
If
gonna go
you
for a
are
quarterback
young,
right now.
Please seek permission before watching any further.
Oh shit. This guy's got 4 quarterbacks, bro. Sheesh.
This show stinks. And the fact that you
Sheesh.
listen, we are very, very thankful for.
That could be on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pick Stunner.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sports.
Hello, beautiful people.
Thank Bigsby.
And welcome back to our
Gino Smith.
The Thunderdome on this Super Sports Thursday, May 28, 2026. Our 2 of the program begins now. Sports are the greatest, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We are so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to celebrate them every single day as the NHL and NBA playoffs are carrying
Tight
us
end
and
for this
MLB
guy.
stars are hitting
And the guy right
bombs
after
and
him.
pitching heat all over the diamonds across the United States of America.
All right, so no more
Sports are
quarterback.
delivering for us in a massive way on the courts, on the ice, on the fields, and certainly in the drama. So many storylines to be developed, trades potentially happening here in the near future that is involving Super Bowl champion all-pro players like A.J. Brown. New contracts are being signed. Firings are taking place. The world of sports never stops.
I got
That's why
3
we're
more
really lucky that we get
picks
to
here.
discover it all. The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. I guess all good news coming out of New England, Con Man, and I think that's what this time of year is all about. I did see that your quarterback potentially got asked about a little bit of weight he might have put on from year 1 to year 2, where he was asked if he's a little bit thicker, with like 3 C's, and he said, I think that's Apollos. I think that's Apollos. I'm not 100% sure. But what are the words coming out of the New England Patriots? Because I'll tell you what, it was a rough couple weeks there to be a New England fan.
Yeah, rough couple weeks, you could say. Rough couple months, perhaps, even on the internet. All the words are fantastic. First of all, Caleb Lomu, the dancing bear that we got from Utah who plays tackle. Apparently, he was taking first-team reps at right. Can also move to left. Not sure if that is going to happen. We'll see how the season plays out. But, yeah, you mentioned it. Drake May is, in fact, a hog right now. He is huge. 2 C's, 3 C's, 4 C's.
We
the
talking
guy
about his or-
put on, maybe, probably. I'm not talking about it. Maybe that's where you went to. I'm sure that's doing well, too.
528.
But he is looking fantastic. Romeo Dobbs, who we got from the Packers, looking like wide receiver 1. And we'll see what happens with A.J. Brown and Stephon Diggs. Feels like both those guys still on the table up in New England. But, yeah, vibes are very high. And it is ELE. Everybody's loving everybody, okay, in the best type of way. So, I mean, to be completely honest with you, boys, I wouldn't be so surprised if we're seeing the New England Patriots right back in the Super Bowl.
There was a time where I think you were a little bit worried about everything that was going on. Are we really worried about how is this what we are? This is not what we are. There's a little bit of that. Then there was a little bit of, what's that called whenever you don't think you should be the person that you are?
Imposter syndrome.
There it is. You started thinking about maybe there's a little imposter syndrome with this New England Patriots team because of how many people were saying easy schedule, and then you started seeing what was happening off. Even Connor, I think, was starting to have those thoughts. Now, he swallowed them and buried them anytime he needed to speak to us publicly. But you could tell by some of the questions he was asking when he was asking them that he started to wonder if this was a fake Patriots team, if this was not a, like, hey, should I be as excited as I am because of all the amateur drama that was happening, very amateur, Bush League type stuff that was kind of happening around it all. And then now you get a couple good quotes, get a couple videos coming out, and Connor's just, I never thought that. Never, ever thought that. Right. We were supposed to be in the Super Bowl. It's not our fault. We didn't schedule these people. Did you see Drake May? His accuracy, Baron. Are we talking about him being an accurate quarterback, or are we just talking about him being a big quarterback, a young quarterback? What is the conversation? Oh, we can have all those conversations. It is nice to see you back. I want to let you know that. From the rest of us, it is great to see you all the way back in the... Yeah, we're supposed to win the Super Bowl. We have a great head football coach. We have a great culture. We have a great young quarterback. And we have the ability to go on a run again. It is great to see you back, too, Connor. I want to let you know, because it was tough there for a bit.
It was hard not to.
I know it was hard.
Couldn't really tweet about anything regarding the Patriots for a little bit there. You really couldn't even. There's still some stragglers, but those are just the haters. And, yeah, Drake May had the 3rd most accurate season in NFL history. And every single coach in the NFL is like, hey, being accurate is the most important thing. And then you're talking about Josh McDaniels, too. Year 2 in the system. I kept forgetting, oh, wait, Drake May is only in his 2nd year last year as an MVP, candidate. Probably should have won it if Dan Orlovsky didn't love his buddy so much. And then you're talking about Drake
That's not true. Dan Orlovsky's only 1 out of the 50 votes, but he is a vote.
And Drake May only lost by 1 vote. But again, hey, look, it was one of those things where once that subsides and then you just start focusing on ball, not the fodder, just ball, yeah. Patriots are back, even though the NFL gave us the hardest starting 4 games in September since 1986. But that's okay.
That's on paper.
That don't matter.
Everybody's hard. It's the NFL.
Well, that's not what we heard last year with our schedule. But yes,
yeah, but you even started to believe it a little bit whenever you started seeing some stuff going on.
Until the playoffs, when we played the 4 best defenses in the NFL, and what we do, played really well until the last one.
See?
So, yeah,
you tell me.
We're back, okay? And Lomu, wait till you see this Caleb Lomu character. He's quite the tackle. And by the way, he's a stick. He has like a 1 handicap. He's an absolute athlete.
Let's go to one half of the hammer. God. Cowboys AP Tony, you look cool. I see the baseball cap today.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Skis night.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Skino.
Here we go.
How's Skeens doing? We've been talking a lot about Shohei. Are the Pittsburgh Pirates still a good team? And Skino pitches tonight against who?
He pitches against the Cubbies tonight.
Okay.
He is 5-0 with a .5 ERA at night, so good bounce back spot for Skeens. Yeah, the Pirates are still really good. The standings in the NL Central are absurd. Every team is above 500. Every team is within 2 games of each other, so not a real big deal. The whole first-last thing is not a real thing in that division.
Wait, what the hell?
What?
Since what the Red Sox did last?
Oh,
Day one.
What are they?
The first day of the season.
No, because we won our first game, but we were just in third. What the hell?
We've been playing the Braves a lot. They're a good ball club.
Yeah, the Red Sox are ass. But look at the Pirates there.
Look at that division. It's insane. Those 2 through 5 there, all one game apart. And then the Brewers, who just somehow continue to be the Brewers, are in first. But no, Skeens is doing great. Should be a great ball game tonight in Pittsburgh.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is noted Cincinnati Reds fan who is only above us in the division because they've played one less game. Okay, is what I saw there. Ladies and gentlemen, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Emmy nominee.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Hawk.
All right, let me take a piss. We'll do one more round, dog.
Yes. Good to be on here and shoot the breeze with you guys. Good Thursday.
Why'd he say that? He didn't want to say it. That's my
paused.
thing.
Why did he pause so long? I just want to know why you could just say it. You don't have to pause and think like, ooh, what can I substitute here?
Well, I immediately thought to myself, is it dice? Like, is Stafford in there like, like, is he, come on, jump? Is he doing all that? I didn't know. And then whenever he went to breeze, we're like, oh, we all know what you just did. You just said shit in your head. Like,
But he was never going to say it. Like, he wouldn't say it to you in person if we weren't on the show either.
But I think he wants to. I think when he's all alone by himself in front of that mirror, I think he's saying it all. I think there's F words coming out. I think he's screaming. And then, real loud in there. Just him in a soundproof because kids can't hear.
Yeah. Right.
Obviously, wife can't hear. Because he wants to say it. He'll go, these mother fudgers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does he gag, though? Is it like a full? Oh my God.
Oh, it makes him so sick.
Yeah.
We'll ask him next time. How'd you feel about our journalism last night, Age?
It was legit good. Like I actually didn't get to watch it live, so I watched it later last night when I got home, which was better. I could kind of zero in a lot easier. Yeah, you guys kept moving. Like that was a real professional program.
Thank you. I wish you would have potentially just did a fake watch so for the ratings.
Ratings.
You're right. It was on the TV. It was on.
Thank
the TV.
you. Yeah.
We put on 3 or 4 different ones. Yeah.
Yeah, with different accounts too. All those have 3, 4 different accounts as well.
Yep.
How do they keep score of that?
They guess.
Exactly. They definitely guess.
There's no point to think about that. Up and to the right, baby.
Yeah.
Everything. It's been a lot of fun. We appreciate all the opportunities. Joining us now is a man who's going to break down tonight's Western Conference potential deciding game in San Antonio as Oklahoma City looks to get back to the NBA Finals and maybe go back to back as the New York Knicks are waiting on them to decide who will be winning the Larry
O'Brien.
Joining us now is a man who's going to be smarter than us forever in this particular sport. And he is a man who I believe could potentially still get buckets on all of us.
No.
I
want to go that far.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris.
How you doing?
Wow. I heard that.
Good.
Yeah, I did feel like Connor, were you implying yourself? Because the way you said it, it sounded like you had been in the lab and maybe you're about to cook Chris Paul. Is that kind of what you meant to say whenever you were talking?
I mean, what do you think these things are, huh? Those are basketball shoes.
What you got on? Halle shoes?
Yeah, you've never seen the Halle Scooby-Doos?
No, they're not the Scooby-Doos.
Yeah, those are SpongeBob's, dude.
SpongeBob's,
whatever. I get buckets.
Knock it off.
We'll send you a pair of Halle's. Maybe you'll be able to lock down.
Nope. See that jump man right there? Yeah, we ain't gonna do that.
Good decision. Very good decision. I appreciate that. Well, let's talk about the Pumas and let's talk about Halle. We talked to Adam Silver last night about some of the things that are going on in the league. He mentioned, teams tanking and that being something that keeps him up at night and trying to figure out the lottery and all that. And then I mentioned flopping, and he basically said, there's embellishing, there's selling, and then there's the fooling of the referees, and he thinks the refs are great. And then we asked Tyrese because Adam Silver basically said, coaches are teaching people how to flop. Here's what Halle had to say.
Yeah, for sure. It's being taught. I don't think it's as much head coach teaching as much as it is like player development. Even before you get to the NBA, it's just something that you kind of work on by nature. I think the best scorers are the best, usually the guys who get to the free throw line the most. So it's definitely something they work on. Even in pickup, they're working on how they can draw fouls, things like that. I think that's a part of the game. I think it's interesting here.
Tyrese,
Wait.
This is the future of the sport.
Can I say something?
Please.
I think he made a great point about embellishing calls versus, fooling a referee, because I am under the impression, I mean, obviously you guys are NFL guys, but I think we have the best officials in sports. Like, I believe that, especially when you go play, like, in the Olympics or in FIBA or something, you're like, damn, like, every time I go do that, I get back, I'm like, I go to the rest, like, hey, I missed you guys. You guys are awesome.
Okay, so Tyrese maybe doing a little public plea to the refs, letting them know once again that he like, yeah, okay, that's what it sounds like. You
a lot of that going on right there. Slow down.
Okay, not a bad idea.
Uncle.
Not a bad
idea. I mean, he was right. He was right exactly with what he said about it being part of training now, right? Like, a lot of guys, when you're with trainers, you do a move and you go through, extend your arms, just because that's part of the game. People reaching for steals. So that is part of training now. He was exactly right about embellishing calls and things like that. But you are taught that at an early age now. And I can't do it. I have that's actually hard to do.
What's that? That's a skill you're saying that has to be trained. That's why you see this, like, that's why SGA is so good, because he's very highly trained at getting the benefit of, the doubt for the ref, I guess, which is the big game, is just trying to get the ref to believe that something had happened.
No, I think all players have a way of, if you driving and being able to hit a guy and then take the bump. But when you talk about, like, extending the ball, Chauncey Billups was one of my, like, vets, like a guy who was a vet to me, and I appreciate Chauncey. Chauncey was one of the first guys that I ever remember who used to extend the ball on a drive. But what's funny back then is that if you didn't foul him, he would throw the ball over the goal. Yeah, he didn't know how to finish unless you fouled him. So then when James Harden started doing it and all these players, that is a real skill. Like, you won't just find a guy who can go in the gym and do a hard move and extend the ball and be able to pull it back in and score.
Okay, so you're just providing more opportunity for them to hit you in the arms is the goal.
Exactly.
The issue and why it was probably not condoned or taught before was because you think that's loose ball management or whatever. So that was probably, why did people just start doing it? They just figured out, why do you think Chauncey just figured out that it was a good idea? And then why do you think now is the time where it's seemingly becoming like, hey, this is just you got to be able to have a jump shot. You got to be able to have the triple threat position. You got to be able to dribble between the legs. You got to be able to draw fouls as well. It's seemingly becoming just a part of basketball. Is that what we should expect for the next generation that's coming through right now?
Let's go, brother.
Well, it's part of the game. It's part of being smart. So when you drive, when I was growing up, you were taught to sort of like tuck the ball, right? You sort of like you coming through on a handoff, right? You get the ball, then you bring it back out to lay it up. But this right here now, where guys extend the ball, is just a part of the game, and it's so you draw more fouls, so that you catch guys trying to make plays. It's just part of it.
I hate it.
Well, there's a difference between that and falling as well. Like, I get that, like sticking your arms out so you get hacked, so then you can, and one and stuff like that. But there's a difference between that, kicking your legs out, falling on every shot.
Yeah, there's like a difference between getting a bachelor's degree and everything. There's some doctors of sport that are out there.
I don't like that you like this unethical ball.
No, I think if you're going to be allowed to do it, people are going to take advantage of the situation.
I hate missing out on this chunk of running back.
Saying, like, hey, if this is the thing, competitors will find a way to take advantage of every situation.
Yes.
Like that is how it goes. Literally, that is how.
That's what happens. I told you guys, I've been on the competition committee for like 17, 18 years. Rules change or whatnot, but you
at the 11th spot, he's about to lay in on one run.
Find somewhat of a workaround, and I think
kind of crazy.
Sort of what happened.
Big Mike, don't be dumb about it, bro.
To generate points. Right, you're trying to get to the foul line to get extra points and all these things, but it's really hard. So when you play against these elite guys,
they keep drafting
now you got to be a smart player too, because in the locker room, just know that the coaches are saying, when this guy drives, do not reach. Like Greg Popovich is notorious for, like, the first play of a game, if they were playing against the guy who draws a lot of fouls, if a guy reaches and does something that they said don't do, oh, you coming out. You out.
Do I want Jeremiah
so that's
Love?
Stop it. Is we don't reach. Can the refs, is there a different way to officiate? Because Tyrese did mention before he started seemingly publicly smooching.
Yeah, smooching butt.
He was kissing butt.
Are we all voting in favor that he was kissing?
He's tripping.
Yeah, it was a ref reach around.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that was an aye before he even vote. So everybody thinks that was to the refs of the NBA right there. Okay, well, before he did.
Smart play.
Yeah,
Easy.
He's flopping with his words before he's even.
He's flopping
with his words.
He's
Go
trying
wide
to get
receiver.
calls before he even has to even do a embellishment or whatever.
And you're kind of promoting it.
No, I'm not.
Bullshit.
I'm just saying.
like it.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to go. How do we stop it? The refs, like the FIBA refs, are they the ones that have to stop? Like, do the NBA refs have to just stop calling all of this stuff? Like, how do you stop it? Or
Let
is this
Chase
just kind of what
Brown
we should just expect
trickle.
basketball to continue to be?
Let Chase Brown trickle.
I don't know. I'm not a ref.
Let him
Thank
trickle.
God.
Is that how you would stop it? How can we get some? Can we get? You're on the you're making the rules.
Come
you're in here deciding what the
You're a
rules
dick
are.
face.
So how would we stop it? How
He's
do
a
you're
dick
saying?
face.
Yeah. No,
Well, you gotta. Well, it's funny. Years ago, they tried to put in a anti-flopping rule, right? So if you flop, you got a warning, and then if you flopped again, it costs you $5,000. Then if you flopped again, I think the penalty went up. So you'll see it during the game. Something happens, and you see all the guys doing sort of like this. Like that's the signal for flopping. So they're gonna have to call it.
Sweet.
I like that. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Because you would think flop would be like a dive. You
Yeah.
know, or maybe a
Like a wobble.
Yeah. What if they're all
Y'all know what's interesting though is that as fans and people that watch the games, when they freeze it, like on social media or something like that, when it's frozen or it's slow or they slow it down, it really can look a lot worse than it actually is in a real game. Like you can't always tell that somebody actually got elbowed in the nose, right? You can't always tell.
Well, and that's what we said. Like the flopping is so hard to officiate. So how could how do you know if it's a flop or some guy actually just ran you over? Like that's why. Is there an answer to changing it or what?
I don't know. And Chris says above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Don't ask me these questions. All right.
Got that right.
For now, I got Chris Paul.
I done got enough text for questioning it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I got enough. He said I got a youth team that right now you should see we're in the lab doing.
Yeah.
We're in the lab taking it. Hey, they're going to call it.
Chris
They're going to call it.
Arms out. Get them arms out.
Until they change the rules, we will be stacking fouls on the other team as quickly as possible. Okay, is that the story of tonight? What is your thoughts on what the story of tonight will be? Because obviously, this Spurs team has always answered. The stats say that
20-6 after a loss.
They answer. Everybody thought this would go to Game 7, but obviously Oklahoma City has a chance to kind of close this one out. How do you see this game going, and what do you expect of both of them?
I expect a big game from San Antonio, but like OKC, they've been there before, right? They know how important this game is, and given their series last year, they know Game 7, anything can happen. I know the Spurs going back home, you get to sleep in your bed, all that energy and excitement. And while a lot of people say OKC has this, veteran leadership, they've been there. I keep saying it's nice to be there for the first time. You don't have any expectations. You're just going out there and you playing hard. So it's going to be a great one tonight.
Go ahead, AJ.
What about Caruso? Can you explain a little bit his impact? Like this dude comes off the bench and seems to give this team a jolt every single time he's in. He's draining threes. I know he's draining a lot more threes in the postseason than he did in regular season as far as percentage. But can you explain the impact he has?
So in the league, they call it a make or miss league, right? And I give Caruso so much credit because if you see in the game, sometimes he'll miss a shot. And then they'll get the offensive rebound and they throw it right back to him. And he shoots the next one just like he made the one before. And that's what you want, especially in the playoffs. You can't be out there second guessing yourself and questioning yourself. He'd have seen it enough now coming from the Lakers series, being in this San Antonio series. It's easy. They saying, Shea, you're not going to beat us. We're going to live and die with Caruso, Dort, and all these guys shooting shots. And Caruso is stepping up game after game.
You're talking about a Robin conversation there potentially. Tone has a question for you about that whole narrative.
Yeah, Chris, we were talking about the other day with Big Perk, and we were talking about, Wemby needs a Robin. And then we brought up Steph Castle, and then we were talking about how Castle has to guard SGA and then also on the offensive side get buckets. Like how, obviously, you were somewhere between 7 and 9 all-time all defensive NBA. So how hard is it to waste all that energy, not waste all that energy, exert all that energy covering SGA, and then go back on the other side and try to get buckets?
It's hard. I did it consistently for 12 years. 12 years. I was making every play just about on offense and guarding. A lot of times the best player on the other end. But that's why you're a team. And somebody like Steph, I know how he trains, how he works out and all that stuff. But they got so many other ball handlers. They got Fox. They got Vassell. They got Dylan Harper. They have so much depth on that team. Right now in the playoffs, when you get to this point, don't nobody care how tired you are. Everybody's tired at this point. So in these situations, everybody's like, just find a way. Find a way.
I hope that this series gets extended tonight.
Yeah.
Really, I do, Jenny. For the good of sport, but also for the good of basketball. Like, these two teams, we got 10 years here.
Yeah.
Yeah, long time. Long time. They fun to watch, man. I mean that wholeheartedly. Both teams, and getting to be in the locker room, especially last year with San Antonio, just seeing the building that took place for them to get there is dope to see them on the stage.
Yeah, we appreciate, obviously, the opportunity to kind of watch. And I love the way the OKC team has already become heels. You know, they don't play basketball the way that we want them. If I'm going to play LA Fitness, I'm playing basketball a certain way. And I don't like the way they're doing basketball. And there is a chance that basketball does start to follow suit behind OKC, especially if they go back-to-back, because everybody is going to want to do what the champs do. And you're already hearing Chris Paul say, hey, if they're not changing what you want us to do, they're not changing the rules what you want us to do, okay? If we can steal an extra one and also get that guy off the court, I mean, this is everything we want. They get in foul trouble, we get bonus shots, that guy gets off the court, and we get more points. What do you want us to do?
Bring in the AI ref. That's what we want you to do.
No, it's not for those types of calls. AI is strictly for the out-of-boundses.
Use them for both.
What are you going to have? Go ahead.
You know what, though? You know what, Pat? And I think about how everybody sort of talks about OKC now. And I remember, obviously, I played against Golden State in those days where they would win games, winning championships. And I got a chance to play with Draymond. And Dre, he might have said it recently, but I remember even watching him, right? Watching games the way that I watch. When you watch them play, it just looked like they were fouling all the time. It just looked like it. And I remember somebody said one time, if you play that way, they can't call everything. Right? They just can't call everything. So if you come out there and you sort of grab, you hold, and you do that from the beginning of the game, it can't call everything.
Hey, listen, they can't give you 6 fouls in the first quarter. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the tone on what this is going to be early, and then let's go ahead and keep going. On that note, big man, very, very large guy who's been playing a lot. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Chris, we had Big Perk on yesterday, and he said that, a lot of people maybe have been giving Wemby a little bit of a pass when he isn't playing as well because he's been playing so many more minutes than he did in the regular season, and he did look tired last game. Is that something where, you think he even notices that? Or would that be after the series is over, it's like, damn, I've played a lot more minutes than my body's used to. I think everyone who is watching expects him to have a massive game tonight, but how big of an impact are those extra minutes having on him?
I mean, this league now is all about analytics. So there's people within the team that's showing you and telling you this. But the other thing that players know is that you're training for this, right? Even as the regular season ends and through the playoffs, you're training for these moments. So I know Vic. Vic is so calculated. Right. He's training, but it's hard. It's your first playoff series, not series, but your first run. It's a lot of emotions that go into this. You're not going to play your best every single game. It's a long series, but I'm not worried about him being tired or anything. It just might have been a tough game.
All right, let's talk about a team not being tired because they got so much damn rest on them. Okay, let's talk about the New York basketball Knicks. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Chris, the Knicks are basically on the greatest run in NBA history. I think they've won 11 straight in their plus 261, 3 closeout games to win the series by 30-plus points. Should we buy stock in the Knicks now? Because it does feel like the Spurs and OKC are almost eating each other up in this series, and then the Knicks are going to be healthy, full strength, coming off more rest after closing out on Monday. How should we be viewing this Knicks team, and is this one of those teams that just got hot at the right moment and nobody can stop them now?
Man, this Knicks team, first thing I got to say about them, I got to give a huge shout out to Leon Rose and William Wesley and Leon and how he done constructed this team. It's been an up and down year, I know, for that team, but you get hot at the right time. And I see this video right here with Leon and his son, Sam, right there, who's actually Jalen's agent. To know that all this stuff happened off trades and movement and all that stuff from the front office. And the scariest team to play against is a team that believes in themselves, right? And this team right here, whatever they've had going on all season, right now it don't matter. They locked in. They believe in each other. Shamit coming in off the bench. Mikael, OG, this team right here, they rolling.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, Coach Brown is obviously running them a little bit differently than they did in the past. You talk about moves that they make the Eastern Conference Finals and fire the coach. Yeah. And it's like, you kind of laugh at it. You laugh at the move. You're like, this is ridiculous. What are you guys expecting? You're expecting to win the whole thing? And then here we are, and it's like, yeah, that is exactly what we were thinking. Every time we ran into another team, we were seemingly getting out-coached because they had been prepared all season with a deeper bench. We couldn't keep up with the good teams in the end in 7-game series. This year, very different roster construction, very different usage of the team, and then also sweeps so we get the amount of rest that we potentially need.
These
the team,
quarterbacks, guys,
seemingly ready to win it all for the last couple of years, just finally need to get over the hump. Bruce, this is what you guys were dreaming of whenever all the moves were made.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. I think Wendy said it. Once they went to Karl Anthony Towns playing more of like a point center, where he's like kind of, holding the ball up at the top of the key, and everyone's kind of moving around off the ball. It's just turned into a massive party at Madison Square Garden every time we're playing. It's been unbelievable. Chris, I guess my question is, what would you do to maybe try to slow that look down? Obviously it's more diverse now, where it's not just Brunson, tearing people apart until they're doubling them. So like, what would you do with the cat at the top of the key look?
Man, it's tough because I think a lot of people loved when you just seen the ball in Jalen's hands for so long for most of the game, but that was sort of how they were orchestrated. Cat is so versatile. He can shoot it, he can drive. You saw in that Cavs series, every time they closed out on him because he could shoot the ball so well, he would drive. But right now they play like a complete team. And I think that's a huge credit to Mike Brown, because you're getting those minutes from McBride, all these different guys that's coming in off the bench. It's going to be tough. I'll tell you this, what benefits the Knicks and what you should really be scared of right now with them is, I feel like the last few years, their runs that they were having, the series were going long, right? So you had like Pacers and these teams that could pick him up full court and sort of tire him out. And they've been, 2 sweeps back to back?
Yeah, chilling.
They're going to be well rested.
4 games in 23 days or something like that. I forget what the stat was. It was like the lightest schedule, from off-season times that they've had.
Definitely.
Perfect. I remember OG had a hamstring, and then he didn't have to play, and then, we got another week and a half off anyways. It's like, that's a really good situation to have, especially if your team had been run off the court the last couple of years out of exhaustion because you didn't have enough players, which is exactly what happened against the Pacers for sure. Yeah, good for you guys. Congrats to the Knicks. And also, congrats to whoever takes it home tonight. Let's hope this goes to Game 7. And are you live at TST right now? You're down in North Carolina?
I'm down here. We missing Concave. What was the name of your team?
It was a good run.
Well, why don't you just go look at some stats and then you'll see who Concave is, okay? As an owner of TST, you need to, and just look out. Gene Fit, has picked up the torch.
2-0.
Yeah. A lot of the lads
Ricky
from
Pearson's gone to get quarterback.
Mr. Ruggles with the press down there. Oh, look who it is. Breckshay! Hey! That was in target time. Okay, remember, target score time or target goal time is just one more goal than whatever team's leading becomes the final goal. Has to end on a game winner. And the boys from Gene Fit, there's Big Meat, Steph, former All-DST player. Mario's playing goal.
Black boots down there.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, this would be one where Meat would take a shot. Instead, he's grown, he's mature, he's a daddy, passes, and Gonzalez. That's TST soccer.
Yeah.
Hey, that was last night at about midnight because they took on the Hoosier Army, which is the Indiana University Hoosier alumni team. The Indiana University Hoosiers in soccer, 8-time national champions. So, really, they took a lot of pride in that. That TST tournament is fantastic. It's electrifying. Obviously, baby boy on the way. It was tough to kind of judge on whether or not I'd be able to get down there. We are missing it as well. How are the vibes down there, and what are you guys looking forward to this weekend?
Vibes are great, man. We seen Gene Fit last night. To see the familiar faces and the guys that continue to come back in the women's tournament. Now we got a mixed tournament, so the energy's high. I'll be out there. It starts at 2 today. I think the last games go to like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But y'all know what it's like being here, man. It's just really fun and cool vibes to be out here.
Yeah, that sports complex down there is gorgeous.
So nice.
It is absolutely gorgeous. The city of Cary crushes it, and hopefully we will be returning next year. You know, hopefully all signs go. Tough to schedule something that far out. Tough to schedule
Long
something.
time down there too.
That's
and playing again, huh? You playing?
No, I think I went out the right way. I mean, I kicked the ball out of a stadium. Like that is
coach
beautiful cross.
And what
too.
happened when you kicked it out of the stadium?
We got like a home run derby this year too.
I heard.
Tonight.
I was a little bummed out about
Like
that.
a long kick contest?
No, yeah, I think they got I think home runs.
Yeah.
Somebody will pass it, and then I guess it's
like a kickball situation?
Yeah, like Meat.
Oh.
Meat should do pretty good at this, but who's going to pass him the ball? Coach?
No,
Doesn't sound like it.
Hey,
Maybe black boots.
Chris, I know that you're an owner of TST, and you probably can't any bias. Don't be scared to go poke your head into the Gene Fit trailer and say, "Hey, boys, you got enough talent here to win it. Let's all go in the same direction." Because I'm hearing there's a chance.
And then duck after you say that.
And duck out of there after you say that. But let the boys know that we obviously wish we were there with them. We appreciate you joining us from there, and good luck all TST weekend and the rest of the summer.
No doubt. Appreciate y'all, fellas. I'll see you soon.
That's Chris Paul, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Chris.
See Breck Shea with the absolute cracker.
That was
Talk about
flight
just
of
a
cracker.
timeless classic. That guy, he looks the exact same every single year. I don't know how he does it.
That's a true footballer.
Yes.
And then a guy with long dreads right there, Ruggs.
Ruggles.
He is saying something to somebody in there that makes them want to absolutely shoot. See the spin turn.
Spin, yeah.
Spin turn with the touch, turns around, absolute strike. He's been training with Mike Barros. I've been watching the film, getting ready for this.
Makes sense.
Mike Foss, obviously. Yeah.
Absolute fire.
Put him on Team USA.
Did Foss steal that? Was that him?
No, yeah. So I do believe Foss, who had been preparing. I mean, what a rocket.
That was insane.
Put him on Team USA.
Yeah.
Legit.
Well, it doesn't really matter. 'Cause
yeah,
Ponch
it does.
was already
Yeah,
set
Dick
for
Ferguson.
Mara.
We knew this was always the
All right, boys. I'm out of here after we lose.
No.
Could have at least
He was a
waited.
hired gun. It was a 2-year contract.
At least wait until after we get eliminated from
What,
the
can you please tell the people that are watching that have no idea what you're talking about, please, Tom?
Yeah, Coach Pochettino. What are we? Not even a month, like 2 weeks before the World Cup starts, he says, "Hey, fuck you guys, I'm out of here." Whatever.
No,
that's not what he said.
that's not what
I'm
he
going
said.
to AC Milan. Yeah, hope we do great. Hope we have a deep run. He's already thinking about Italy. He's already thinking about living in Italy. He's already thinking about
Maybe the Italians should have kept this under wraps, you know?
No.
Had to let this leak
Maybe
out.
Pochettino should have done what he said he was going to do, which was bring pride.
Don't worry.
He has. He signed a 2-year deal.
Restore us to glory.
Where's Luna?
He's a hired gun.
It's not like he's leaving before the World Cup. He's overweight. He shouldn't have made the team.
Whoa!
Luna?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what I heard.
Okay.
Oh, from who?
I'm AJ.
The less MLS guys, the better.
Listen, there's a lot of people watching right now who might be newer to our show or have been watching for a while. Know that we know enough about soccer to be dangerous, okay, but nowhere near enough to be speaking about it this long. And this is where we kind of find ourselves. We kind of walk ourselves into the deep end of the
Better go
soccer
Cam Ward,
pool,
brother.
and this is where we start getting attacked by
do it.
footy knowers.
Oof,
Football
rough.
enthusiasts.
Yeah, this is when we get ourselves in trouble. So let me triple down. Team USA needs to win the fucking World Cup.
Not a choice.
Okay?
Bet you someone takes Cam Ward from him.
This entire thing. In our expectations, we are.
Someone's
winning.
going to go 3 quarterbacks
Now,
here.
I don't like that the skipper that we thought was going to be doing had the same mindset as us, remember?
Yeah.
He didn't speak the clearest of English, but every time he
I might
spoke
take
in
Cam
English or they
Ward, though.
translated it
All
into
right.
English, he had the same mindset as us. This country deserves
Yeah, why not us?
greatness. It's like, yes, this is what we need. He wanted dogs out there that fought. We had fights.
don't
in
take
some
Cam
of these.
Ward, he's
we had guys
crazy.
that were
He
actually
should.
fighters. Like, yes, this is what we need. Now,
He's
you
like, I
can't-
want Goddard.
he's
Oh,
gone
wait.
forever after this is all
Cam
we have
Ward.
him for, Gumpy, because
Zeeby.
AC Milan hired
Not
him.
looking good, brother.
Yeah, it was a 2-year deal. Unfortunately, he was hired for the World Cup. Now, should this have broken and should he have taken this meeting before? Obviously not. This looks like shit. I don't love it either.
Punch.
You know what else looks like shit? Have you seen the grass they're rolling out these places?
Looks terrible.
I mean, it's better than the sea cans in Qatar.
Isn't this how you install grass? Like, why does this look bad? I don't understand.
No, I think people are thinking that it would be grass that would be grown from just like the ground at least, instead of like from the sky getting dropped into the dirt. But I do think the technology of grass these days could potentially make this a good field. This is something that J.J. Watt has spoke about, though, about the turf that is needed for soccer and good for soccer versus maybe for football. Because anytime something like this happens in NFL stadiums, whenever these soccer teams travel into America and do like a showcase game, and these NFL stadiums literally roll out this green grass carpet for them as they play. A lot of people are like, oh, the NFL owners will put grass in their stadiums for this, for soccer. They'll do it. And then J.J. Watt, who obviously owns a couple teams in the soccer world, has a lot of interest in the soccer world. I believe his wife is former professional soccer player. He's been to a lot of these games, and he goes, that grass ain't good either. Let's let that be known. And I think that's kind of the reaction a lot of people are having right now. This is the first time that people have had the reaction of like, oh, that isn't like state-of-the-art grass that they're putting in the stadium. Normally the reaction is, these NFL owners are putting grass out for fucking soccer, but they're not doing it for football. Now the reaction is seemingly, oh, that is kind of ass grass. They're putting the ass in grass, kind of, that they're putting down there. But for soccer, remember, it'll be soft, it'll be durable. They're not doing super exertion stuff. That's a high speed, a lot of rolling tough, longer run. I think they probably understand what they're doing. It's a World Cup. This is the biggest tournament they got. It is the biggest world's tournament. They're going to get it right? I
mean, they're playing on gravel and crushed bones over in Qatar. So they're worried about this. They're worried about some rolling out. And grass looks beautiful.
The stadiums were put on top of desert sand that didn't have anything, and they built the stadiums very quickly. Yeah. And they were also putting fans into the stadium so they could blow onto the players because of how hot it was unreasonably hot.
Right. Yeah.
On that note, pulled it off.
Did pull it off.
Pulled it off completely. So I think they do got soccer pitches, which I believe is what soccer people call it. Don, I think they have it pretty well figured out. But if the pitch becomes a problem for this World Cup, and we make it a mutter, maybe the Team USA is actually...
We're on the West Coast, so just wait until you see what our pitches look like. I'm sure they will be pristine. Far be it from me to say who gives a rat's ass if Honduras and Qatar don't like the field conditions in Miami. You guys have to fucking deal with it. If you advance to the next round, then we can talk, okay?
We do not speak for soccer, but we are speaking for humans that are cheering for
this country. In this country, we can't just build 12 new we got a lot of stuff that's already here. Can't just build 12 new stadiums because the World Cup's coming around, okay? So you guess what? You shut your fucking mouth. You play in the Dolphin Stadium.
Grass is gonna be great.
And the grass is going to be beautiful. And that's the end of that. I don't want to hear it again.
Thank you. This is such bullshit.
Now, if we lose in Seattle or wherever we playing, then sure, we have the right to bitch about the field conditions.
Yeah, because we need it to be a certain way
exactly
for our style of play. And because they are home games, we should benefit from that.
Bingo. And if you don't like that, then don't give us a bid to have it in our country.
You know how we're going to act.
Exactly. That's the way it works.
USA.
USA.
USA. I'm worried about our chances, Age. I thought we were going to win.
It's a talented squad, to be fair.
The coach's been talking
There's a lot of very good players on this team. Can it come together? I don't know. But when you look at it on paper, there's a lot of talent on the squad.
All right, so maybe actually the way Poncho is saying is one last time for me.
They're going to be calling. They're going to be calling Ponch's pilot by the end of this freaking thing.
No.
Can you see? Yeah.
Pulisic won't be heading back to AC Milan.
Will Hawk survive?
Do you think that's why he cut everyone over email because they couldn't understand what he was saying?
He told 55 guys they made the team, and only 26 of them did.
That's standard.
That's classic.
He didn't want to be the bad guy. Classic. Good cop, bad cop.
Classic Herb.
You want to call from a coach? Would you rather all right?
Hawk.
So you're trying out for U.S. men's national team. You want to call and be like, or would you rather?
Text is cool for me. I think.
Exactly.
I think a text would be good.
That's what everyone said.
Tell me to bring
You
something.
got 4 tight ends. The fuck?
Bingo.
Hey, bring all the
Why, bro? 2 running, bro? What?
You don't want to hear him say like, "Hey, man, you tried really hard. Sorry."
Why would you have 2 running backs?
I think so. The way it worked in soccer for a while, you were usually at a live camp where it was happening, and then at the very end of the camp, they put names on a list. What an incredibly
like a miracle.
Yeah, what an incredible. It was like
So
out of a
confused by
movie.
that guy.
Yeah. And I watched some hard.
Tight end sense, looking wide receiver.
Should have done that.
Almost like don't want to go.
They did that for 7th grade core too. It was tough.
Yeah, plays, stuff like that.
I mean, you didn't make it.
I didn't try. I knew I wasn't going to make it, brother. I never did any
What plays were you in, Diggs?
No. Chorus was much different. Chorus is where, it it was either chorus or I can't remember what. If you didn't make chorus, you were in some other shit class or whatever. You know, and all the girls were in chorus, so everyone tried out for chorus, but not everyone's got a good voice.
I did none of that shit. I had none of that shit. I had to take some terrible music class. Now,
that's probably what I
Mr. He was great. Dark hair guy.
Beard?
Huge fan.
Yeah, we'll keep going. Yeah,
I was say, you really left an impression on
Mr. Bronchi. Mr. Bronchi, I appreciate you, Mr. Bronchi. He taught me a lot. I do, and I still think about him to this day whenever things happen, so I appreciate him. Let's move from one particular conversation of soccer to another. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news.
Oh.
According to my source, says in the NHL, we have a scheduling update to break to the world.
Ooh.
If the Eastern Conference final ends in 5, which could potentially happen if the Carolina Hurricanes take this thing out tomorrow, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final will be Tuesday, June 2nd on ABC, which is next week. If the Eastern Conference final extends to 6 or 7, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final will be on Thursday, June 4th. There will not be a long layoff. We're letting you know we have adjusted this thing. Let's go ahead and get the things rolling. I think this is good news. This is breaking news. And I appreciate the fact that I am kind of becoming an insider, but I also appreciate the fact that they're moving and grooving here. Let's go ahead and keep this train on its tracks. Everybody's going to love what happens in the Eastern Conference. If the Hurricanes continue to do their thing, they're a wagon. Vegas also a wagon right now. Let's get our 2 wagons on TV as quickly as possible. Let's take advantage of the momentum that we have, and I cannot wait for it all. And I like that they have a plan and announced the plan.
Yeah, absolutely massive, too, because we experienced it over these last couple of days, having one game on. The NBA Finals start June 3rd, and I believe there was a conversation about maybe that's when the Stanley Cup was going to start. So now it is kind of like an every single night, either the NBA Finals or the Stanley Cup Finals. That is massive.
Yeah, so it'll either start with hockey, or it'll start the next night with the NBA, and then we got alternating evenings. Shout out to sports doing that. Shout out to the NHL doing that. Shout out to the commissioner, Gary Bettman, coming on the program last night. We appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah, Gary.
Hey, all of them coming by was sweet. That was really cool of everybody.
They seemed like they wanted to be there, too. Like, yeah, they were all very good, I thought.
And, you know, we did all pre-records because it was hard to get on everybody's schedule in less than 24 hours. They are commissioners of leagues, you know, and there's a lot going on. A couple takeaways for me is I appreciated that they were all willing to speak about things that are happening in their league, actually. I also do appreciate the fact how open they were about how things are. Technology and AI, really. I mean, right? We all hear about it. They're like trigger words at this point. And I mean, AI is getting booed at commencement speeches because you got an entire group of graduates coming into the world right now that are basically being told that AI is about to take all of their jobs. And then you got these commissioners of these leagues who obviously employ a lot. I think 1,000 people are in the office of MLB over there in New York. There's obviously offices in other places. I think the NFL obviously has a lot of people in these offices, and there's a lot of jobs to be had in this entire league. And then you hear these conversations like, we're looking at AI for everything. What do you mean everything's like everything? Is ball in, ball out, AI. We're doing that. The marketing, the promo, the ideas, when we're playing games, how we're playing games, how many people are on this. It's like they are trying to get as much information, I think, from the modern technology as possible to continue to grow their leagues. And I'm kind of intrigued to see how much better leagues can get. You know, like what is the, like AI gets you all the information that you need like this. AI comes up with polls and research for you for things that have happened in the past whenever this has happened like this. Everything is just like that snap of a finger. What will be the actual implementation that'll make the leagues better, I wonder? You know, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, as AI is just like kind of a tag team partner, what will the biggest change be from one to the other? Has to be in officiating, right?
Yeah. By far.
That would be the entire thing, is officiating. Yeah. Scheduling, I assume, is another big part of it.
Just certain calls, there's always going to be need for humans there to make the subjective calls, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think with AI in general, this is a deeper conversation just because we've gotten a chance to kind of see different genres of AI now and obviously experience different genres of AI as we get introduced to different worlds, and everybody's using them. Everybody is using their own different, separate AI. All of them need a human. You know, but that job used to be of a human or multiple humans.
Right.
So, like, there is certainly a replacement that's happening, but there will never be a full take, in my eyes, in my opinion. There will never be a full take. We'll always need human to, or correct it. But clearly from all those commissioners, everyone but the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We're already on it.
Come on. Where the hell was Goodell?
Where was he?
he was out of pocket. Hey, listen, that guy's got to do what he's got to do. It's the offseason. All these other leagues have their stuff going on right now, actually.
Probably
But
abroad.
it is a very, very AI conversation-centric whenever it's like, hey, what's the future look like? What's the future look like? Technology, technology, technology. I appreciate that we're kind of getting to that same point. Everybody's kind of welcoming it or being forced to welcome it. When will fans in like younger generation accept that this is like kind of the new reality? 5-10 years from now? Because
as they grow, because all these young kids, teenagers now, they are deep in the AI world. So I think it'll become more and more the norm.
And I think I appreciate the youngs like booing it because I'm 39. AJ, you're 40 something.
42.
It's going to affect the rest of our lives too. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that are being affected by.
It's here. Either get on board or don't. Like whatever. Like use it. Try to become good at it. Don't. It's not like you can turn your head. Hey, if I don't pay attention to it, it doesn't exist. No, it's here.
But that was my initial thoughts. My initial thought, like, let's just unplug this thing. Okay, let's just unplug this thing, not worry about it. But now you're hearing everybody speak about it. They're like, hey, AI's in. We're using AI and everything.
Well, if you submit to it now, it might be more lenient on you when it takes over and is in charge. And it slaves you.
See,
I'm not submitting. No, I'm not doing that.
Really? You're controlling the taco?
We're going to be collaborators. I'm going to work with it. I don't need to submit. There doesn't need to be an alpha in the situation.
No, I think
have to.
I think you're working for it, though. I think inevitably is what Nick is saying, I think. Because these things are starting to have feelings.
Yep. They'll come take your bees, dude.
These things have some deep thoughts, I will say. But these things...
I mean, until they can put them into the little thing. I'm sorry. Until they can put it into the little robot that was freaking Shaq and Charles out on set last week, whenever it was. Until they can, like, make that thing attack us and take us over physically, we shouldn't be that worried.
Do you think Johnny...
What? John? Yeah, he fought Bob Menery.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Roughed him up pretty good.
Leg kicks early.
Kicked him right in the ass one time.
Yeah.
I do wonder if kicking him in the ass was one of the things he was like, you know, I want to kick him in the actual ass. I want to kick this guy's actual ass. These robots, I haven't seen one that could win any of those fights.
They can't walk upstairs.
No. Exactly. So
the ones we see. Let's make sure
you would think you would think they're right around the corner, or they're just hiding them somewhere. But eventually, don't you think those little guys are gonna give us a run for our money?
Well, are they gonna wear masks? You know?
What do you mean?
Let's not even get into that. No. Let's not do it.
No, not at all. More so a good
All
way
right,
to
guys.
be involved in
We're gonna
sports.
call it right
You
there.
think that
I'm
there
gonna
is
sit and
some
watch some
sort
Game of
of
Thrones and
AI
grab to my
that would
tablet.
help
So
with kind of like
eat
scouting.
some
Like
chips
in
and dip
drafting,
probably.
Like you would think
Love
there'd
y'all.
be an AI that would be better